Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Just last Friday, Rishi Sunak walked out the doors of Number 10, stood on a little podium and addressed the world's press there gathered, and said that the world had become a much more dangerous place, something we all know. And he said it was due to the rise of extremism. And he said in particular it was Islamic extremism, Islamism, he said was the problem. He said it's something that needs to be fought. And it's something we all know. He said it represented a threat to Western values, Western culture and Western civilization. And again, it's something we know. But it's very unusual, I think, for a politician to come out and actually name one particular source like that. Normally, they like to be bland. They like to cover all bases. They like to bring in laws that affect everybody, even though everybody are not the problem. And it's one particular problem. You do not lose your license if your next door neighbour drinks and drives. And that's because it would be unfair. So for him to actually come out and name that, I think well done to him. It's very unusual and very brave. But having addressed this issue, having identified the problem and admitting that it is making the world more dangerous, he says that we all must fight against it. We must all be hyper aware and report things and get the police involved quickly. He wants to protect the people of Britain. And well done to him. In Scotland, however, you have a Muslim First Minister who is not taking this stance. He is not taking a stance against extreme Islamification. And we got to wonder why. Why is Humza Yousaf not joining in the fight? Why is he not boosting police numbers? Why is he cutting police budgets? Why is he making Scotland a far more dangerous place for Scottish people, as opposed to Rishi Sunak now actively encouraging the pushback against this? I can't think of a reason. Can you? Well, who knows? Let's have a look to see what's happening with police numbers in Scotland at this time of heightened risk. Here goes. So, Scotland's terror crime tally revealed after police warn budget cuts are putting the public at risk. As Rishi Sunak warns of Islamist extremists and far-right groups spreading poison, we reveal that dozens of terrorist explosive crimes are already being foiled by Scotland's overstretched police force. Don't think that these things aren't there. They're there all the time. There's an estimated 5 terror plots a week being sought across the whole of the country. They find them, they stop them before they are allowed to gestate. And it's an immense amount. Imagine if they were allowed to go. This country would be at civil war. An investigation by the Scottish Daily Express has found that police recorded almost 150 terrorism and explosive-related crimes in the past 5 years. That's just in Scotland. I mean, that's 30 a year in Scotland. It follows warnings by David Kennedy, the General Secretary of the Scottish Police Federation, that Police Scotland no longer have the capacity to keep people safe from this due to budget cuts imposed by the SNP government. The force's own records show that 77 of these crimes were foiled by officers from 2018 to 2023, most of them falling under the prevention category. 4 crimes were recorded for money laundering offences. The number of crimes fell sharply during the COVID pandemic before rising again to similar levels once the 2 national lockdowns had ended. It's an ongoing threat. It's a deep and real threat. It's a clear and present danger. And Police Scotland are not able to deal with it because of massive underfunding by Humza Yousaf for some reason. The figures show that these would-be criminals are at work across Scotland, although there are clear hotspots revealed. There were 16 of these related crimes recorded in Glasgow and 6 in the Govan Council ward, as well as 11 in Fife and 10 in Edinburgh. The 4 money laundering offences took place in Tranent, Wallingford and McMurray in East Lothian in November 18, and Edinburgh's Southside Newington ward in December 18 as well. Glasgow's Anderson City York Hill in September 2019, with 2 crimes being recorded. It's real, it's there, it surrounds you, and the police are being deliberately hamstrung, tied, having their budgets cut at a time when far more money needs to go in to help prevent this. Because who will be the first to complain when there are explosions? Who will be the first to complain when people are dying? Well, it's SNP voters that are causing this. SNP voters are increasing this risk to the people of Scotland because they keep voting in these people, keep voting in SNP ministers who don't want to keep them safe, who know these things. They know full well. The SNP know these things are happening. And don't forget, a lot of these happened while Humza Yousaf was the Justice Minister. And yet he, seeing this, decided that they weren't going to increase police budgets in real terms. And he still knows it's happening, and he's now the First Minister, and they're still cutting police budgets. Why? Why is the SNP, led by Humza Yousaf, cutting the budgets of police who need to be investigating Muslim extremist offences? Why is that? What can possibly be the reason? Overall, Scotland's hotspots were the Stranraer and Rins ward of Dumfries and Galloway. That had 10 crimes. The ward is home to the Cairn Ryan ferry port with regular sailings to and from Northern Ireland. On the same 5-year period, also including the first quarter of 23-24, Police Scotland recorded 71 crimes under Explosive Substances Act 1883. According to the Crown Prosecution Service in England and Wales, this legislation concerns the most serious offending specific to explosives. It does not include fireworks offences. Police recorded 33 of these explosives in Glasgow, far more than in any other council area. The next in the list were North Ayrshire with 5, including 4 in Androssan and Arran Council Ward, and North Lanarkshire with 4. So we're going to go through the table here and see if you can see where your nearest area is. And I'm not going to go through and read them all. I'll come up slowly and I'll leave it, and then you can always pause it and look to see where you are. And they're getting near the end now. And there you go. So I wasn't going to go through and read them all out. You've got a life to lead, for heaven's sake. Anyway, speaking in October, Mr. Kennedy told the sister title, "Countering the threat of terror attacks is all about intelligence and community policing, and that is the cornerstone of intelligence gathering. It's about information from members of the public saying someone has moved in here or there and that they've seen some sort of suspicious behaviour. It relies on relationships built up through trust. This is how these threats are detected, and the problem is we are stripping community policing out of Scotland. It's being eradicated. We increasingly have a reactive force only. And in that event, that an incident does happen that requires a rapid response, again, Police Scotland's ability to do so has been hugely depleted. But it hasn't been depleted accidentally. It's been depleted deliberately. They've known, the SNP government have known for years that these things are happening. And they are deliberately denuding the police of resources, of money, of manpower. They are changing the way policing is occurring, and this will lead inevitably and unerringly towards these offences reaching fruition, the plans gestating, the plans becoming real, and eventually there will be mass murder by extremists. And we know who these extremists are. Rishi Sunak nailed it. He nailed it and he told us. And so you've got to be aware. And you've got to give far more money to fight this. Far more money, resources and manpower into the police to try and take out and, sort out the problem. The problem that is an extremist ideology that absolutely loathes what we stand for. I'm coming up. Now, you can have all these lefty do-gooders. Oh, look at us, libtards. We can't do this. You can't blame them. They're not all like that. They're not all like... No, of course they're not. They're not all like that. Most aren't. Most aren't. And make absolutely clear, 99% of them aren't. The trouble is the 1% that are. And they are the most dangerous of all. And they do need to be monitored and stopped. And without the resources, without people looking, without people saying, that seems a bit odd, and without people basically checking everything that they do, it is going to happen. There will be death. And then people just say, well, we told you. Oh no, and they'll be on. And the funny thing is, you're getting the likes of Ross Greer out there going, "No, this is wrong. You shouldn't do this. Look at me, gays for Palestine," or whatever they are. Do you know what they'll do to you, Ross Greer? Do you know what they'll do to you, Patrick Harvey, as you're sitting there giving them the support that they so demand? They will take you up a very high building and they will throw you off, because that's what they do. These people are morons, aren't they? And they're the ones defunding the police. All of them. They don't like it. They don't like the police having fun. Funds. They don't like the police having resources. They don't like the police having big numbers, because for them, when there's too many police, they might get caught doing the things they're doing. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please let me know what you think. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.